Alright, back with another episode of Shank. I think this is the meatpacking area now, which is kind of ridiculous considering I just took a really ridiculously... Oh, am I supposed to go up this? Yeah. Okay. It's kind of a ridiculously long and disastrous... Oh, I see. This is more platforming than I was expecting. But long and disastrously tragic train ride where everyone died except for me. Yeah. This is seriously not the amount of platforming I was expecting from this game at this point. I was expecting, you know, just to continue on, fight a bunch more people instead of... Well, I guess now we're in the Meatpacking Plant. Well, that's kind of a neat little scripted event, even though I kind of wish it was a little bit more organic. But that's a new weapon. Okay, so to switch between heavy weapons, which is what I seem to have now, is left and right on the D-pad, and up and down switch between the guns. Apparently, if you've never, well, if you've already played this game before, it won't have the guns spawn. You'll just start with them automatically, which is kind of cool, but it doesn't showcase it as well. But hey, whatever. So we have the machetes, which are supposed to be better for killing larger groups of enemies, though I get the feeling they're less stuntastic. But yay! Let's continue on. Yeah, this is more platforming than I was expecting. Nice use of slow-mo, too. Well, that was a nice sound effect. This game feels like... Oh, I mean, I guess it's one of Klei's first games that they created, so props on them for making something so high quality as one of their first. I mean, maybe they made the first Eats game, but I believe this is one of their first titles. Apparently it was sponsored by EA, but I don't think, apart from Shank 2, any of their other ones have been, which makes sense. EA is a tough master to answer to. Also, more handlebar mustachy folks. Great. It is pleasant that the machetes attack much faster. I almost think that they would have been a better replacement for the shank itself as opposed to the chainsaw. But it does make not so much short work as it's more effective at taking out large groups of enemies because you do swing behind you as well. But, yeah. Yeah, I didn't even know EA really sponsored a whole lot of indie titles. I thought this was going to be like an Xbox indie Summer of Indie type deal, as opposed to an EA sponsored indie game that, well, I wouldn't say it kind of flew under the radar, but it definitely did. Wow. It definitely did kind of fall to obscurity after a while, but I guess part of that is Klei's later titles more or less completely eclipsed it. I mean, if you haven't heard of Mark of the Ninja already, it was kind of the sleeper hit of 2012 for, like, indie platformers especially. I have it. I'm probably going to do a Let's Play of it, but I think I'm going to do a full playthrough myself. I don't even know how I survived there. But I'm probably going to do a full playthrough first, just so I don't look like a chump for doing it, because it's not easy to do without making a lot of mistake. Oh. Well then. I guess it's not going to punish me for falling to my death. But yeah, Mark of the Ninja is a fantastic game, and I really would like to do a Let's Play of it, but I think it's one of those that I just need a little bit more experience. Whereas this, I mean, you die, you go back just a little bit. Mark of the Ninja, it's not that you die and, like, it's a bad thing, but it's one of those games that truly would be better with a flawless run instead of, just screwing around, trying to mess with things. It's also the kind of game, almost a la Dishonored, where you want to like do either a complete ghost run or a pacifist run or a murder everything run. It's score attack, but the score actually like gets you kind of level up points, so you don't have to be completionist, but it's encouraged to be as such. And I still do not know what button it's asking for there. I will probably look it up at some point. Yeah. But yeah, so Mark of the Ninja definitely was kind of... I mean, I wouldn't say it was super popular, but anytime I ever saw a review of it, it was more or less just like, this is a wonderful game, buy it. And then I actually believe they released not standalone DLC for it, but a fairly significant package DLC-wise. I think maybe a couple weeks ago? Maybe a month ago? But kind of nobody saw it coming, and I heard it was pretty good, so I'll have to check it out at some point. Yeah, this game has a nice usage of slow-mo. I'm appreciating that. But the other game they made, Total Biscuit, I think, had done a couple of, like an alpha review, and then a kind of on-release review of Don't Starve, which is... I wouldn't say kind of Minecraft style or Terraria style. It's like isometric sprites and such. But it's a hardcore experience survival game, which definitely appeals to some of the Minecraft crowd. Whoops. I don't even know why I'm fighting this guy. I could just keep going past him. And it led to my death. Well, let's just keep going. Yeah, but that game had a fair amount of critical acclaim, and just, it's one of those games that's so weird that the general audience opinion on the matter is like, it's ridiculous and we love it. It's got a lot of that like weird science and a lot of style vibe, and at first when I heard of it, and somebody told me it was a Klei game, I told them that they were full of shit, because quite honestly, Klei games, I think of like this game, or Mark of the Ninja, or even Shank 2, which we will get to at some point. But, 2D action, platformer, visceral death type deals, as opposed to, in-depth crafting system with a lot of confusing, weird bits that, appeals to a completely different crowd, but props to them for not being a one-trick pony. I would much rather see a game company that diversifies than just does the same thing over and over and over again. I would point out Activision, for example, and just, how the Call of Duty games have been more or less perfected to oblivion. But, props for them for creating almost, I wouldn't say a perfect game, but a perfect... not even niche, it's probably one of the most popular modes of gaming. I guess maybe I just miss the good old days of Counter-Strike, and except for I don't, because I was terrible at it. But I don't know. I like seeing game developers that diversify, so it's kind of interesting. It's conversely, I don't like it when game developers diversify too much. Sega, for example, keeps trying to reinvent Sonic every single time they release a new title, and I'm going to die. Not unless they drop me some... Oh, it's beer! I liked it better when I thought it was juice. But, I loved Sonic games when I was growing up. and I think DeviantArt ruined me just a little bit in terms of appreciating it, just because freaking fandoms. But, or maybe hop on the pipe? Yep. I was wondering why I couldn't make it across. But I like Sonic games, but I just don't know what to feel about them. I've never played Sonic 06, but I've seen enough of it to know that that game is not worth playing unless you're really good at the comedy aspects. But I don't feel like wasting the time or money on that sort of thing. But then I picked up Colors, and it was, you know, actually a beautiful and wonderful game. I think my only real complaint about it was that the robots seemed kind of like unnecessary side characters. Because, I mean, Robotnik himself is a wonderful character. I guess his name is Shank. Oh boy. I do not have enough health to be fighting this guy. Let's see if I can switch guns. The shotgun is more useful for taking out little enemies. Whoops. Well, climbing the wall does not seem like a viable option. I think I'm going to go with the whole let him kill me and start back with full health, because I think I started this in the red. Oh. Okay. So you get the meat slabs to catch his meat hook, and then you drag him into the quick time combo. That's a nice touch. Nope. Can't get me. Okay, and I believe this is no longer a case of mistaken identity. This is the guy Shank is looking for, considering he actually seemed to have recognized Shank, and is now fighting him. Okay. I will admit, the overuse of QuickTime events as the only seemingly, like, usable way? Come on. Really? Usable way, well, like, useful way to take out a boss is disappointing. I know... I'm thinking Kingdom Hearts really started the trend, which, I mean, isn't terrible. I think that series does it beautifully, because you use it more as, like, a finishing move type deal. Whereas this guy, I don't know if you saw my hits, but more or less getting close to him was not an option. And shooting him was not an option either. It did a little bit of damage. But... oh, that's the girl he's looking for. Or the girl that helped kill his girl. But why is she a stripper? And a ninja? I don't understand. But, hey. Creative license and whatnot. And I completely forgot what I was talking about. Oh, right. But yeah, you pretty much could only fight that boss by... whoops. I guess that was the end of the level. I'll just finish my thought and continue on. But you could pretty much only fight that boss by using the quick time events to kill him. Which, I mean... it's not the end of the world, it just feels tacky. At least with the, like, train thing. I got hair in my mouth. My hair is getting too long, and that is a problem. Though I think Michelle, if she were here commenting, would disagree. But no. Give me a game where the QuickTime event is like a nice, pretty finishing move to, like, kind of finish off the fight in a gratifying manner as opposed to just seeing the enemy fall down. But, like, don't give me it too much, and don't have it be the only way I can fight the enemy. Because, oh, you know what? Well, that's a new dude. These are all new dudes. That's nice. Or they're just reskinned old dudes with riot shields. But, yeah, God of War, as well as Kingdom Hearts, really started doing the whole QuickTime event QTE, which some people call. I didn't really realize that until a little while ago, which explains some of my confusion when listening to other Let's Plays, because they'd say QTE without actually explaining what a QTE is. Plus, I like the word QuickTime Event better. But yeah, as I was saying, God of War and Kingdom Hearts really popularized the use of QuickTime events as a way of killing enemies. To good or bad, I think Kingdom Hearts had a little bit excessive. Not so much in the first game. The first game didn't even have it. But by the second game, half of the way you killed bosses were QuickTime events. Whereas I remember fighting, Maleficent, and pretty much you were on your own the entire way through.
Look at you. 7 years, and you still look good.
I forgot to end this episode. Oh well, I guess I'll just cut it in the middle, and we'll go from there.
That's the little whore.
Okay. This is... Oh. He put out... Oh, no, he didn't put out an eye. She just has a scar.
It was Cesar who tossed me aside as if I were dirt.
I'm not really sure about her outfit. Like, I guess it works within the series. I just would much prefer, you know, a strong female ninja character to, A, not be in charge of a club and or whorehouse. Maybe fighting her is not QuickTime related? I'm hoping so. Looks like I can't even bullet or heavy attack her. So I'm going to have to mostly use dodges and... see if I can grapple her. Nope, looks like she just hits me. Yep, so looks like I pretty much just have to shank her a bunch. Oh, I guess that was some sort of QuickTime event. But my normal jump shank attacks seem to be the most effective against her, apart from the miscellaneous QuickTime event that popped up without me even really seeing what I was doing. Yeah, but one thing I'm noticing in this game very quickly every time I'm fighting like a marginally difficult enemy is if you can just keep like switching the side you're attacking from, they're more or less helpless. Like, look at her, she's not even attacking back anymore, and I'm just switching between left and right and X. And I mean, it's not it's not exactly okay to fight entirely like that. It's definitely not an interesting fight to watch or even play. But, it's like the only way I can hit her half the time. Plus, this is really silly, and I kind of have to showcase just how ridiculous the boss battle is when you can just switch from side to side and murder her. Though I guess after a certain point she gets into blocky mode. I guess this is the only way I can also fight her without ever even going into those QuickTime events, which I've been complaining about. I wonder if I can switch sides, or if she just starts auto-blocking. Well, either way. Well, that's kind of a nice extra style. Earlier it went dark when I was fighting some enemies in kind of relief mode, which I really appreciated. Also, let's be honest with Shank here. Never skip leg day at the gym. This guy is totally unproportional, and it's really silly looking. Alright, this time I'm actually going to end the episode when I'm supposed to end the episode. So, why am I still in the whorehouse? Maybe I'm just getting close to the end. Either way, see you guys on the next episode of Shank. Yeah.